Events are a great way for brands to promote themselves and connect with their community. With the right approach and tactics, they're also a great source of leads. Daring Design, an interior design company located in Los Angeles, takes great advantage of them. And their annual and biggest event, the Interior Design Fair Los Angeles, attracts partners and attendees from many states. Here's an overview of the Odoo applications they use and their process for advertising the event and managing their leads. So let's start with creating and managing the event itself. So we're going to jump to Odoo. And of course, I'm going to go directly to the events application, where I'm first going to have a dashboard overview of all of my events, where I can see when the event was scheduled, what stage it's in, new, booked, announced. I can see if there are some expected attendees or even some that have been confirmed. I'll see if there are activities that have been scheduled for this event. And then I'm also going to see if the event belongs to a specific responsible. All right, but let's jump to the event that I actually already created for the Interior Design Fair Los Angeles. Now, first of all, we're going to see that we have a lot of logistics that we can add, such as the date, time zone, organizer, responsible. All right, we have all of that important information and the event's name, of course. All right, and then we're also going to have some smart buttons where we can manage other things such as the attendees. We also have a button to manage our tracks because Daring Design knows that quality speakers and topics make an event great. So they encourage partners to submit talk proposals to share their knowledge and expertise. And these are all of the talk proposals that they have so far, so they can keep track of them. And they can also keep track of other things as well, such as the sponsors. So let's click on that smart button. We'll see the sponsors here and the rooms as well. So a room is great. This is where attendees can go to engage and share about certain topics or even ask questions to some experts. And as you'll notice, I actually haven't created a room yet. So let's do that right now. So I'm going to click on create. And of course, I'm going to need a topic. So I'm going to say the trends that dominate 2021, or should I say that will dominate 2021? All right, so then the attendee, they will see this topic and they'll think, oh, I'm interested in that. And then they can go and join this room and discuss and share knowledge and ask questions. And I'm going to add a summary as well. So first of all, it's already associated to this event since I'm creating the room from the event page. And for the summary, I'm going to say, let's talk about the present trends 2021. Okay, then we can even select, or we can even add the audience. So for example, perhaps I want to focus on designers here. I can add designers, or I can leave it open to everyone. I don't have to add anything. And I'm also going to add a max capacity as well. So we can choose no limit, or I could say it'll be just 4 people, 8 people. I'm going to select 20 because I still want most of the people who are interested to have the time and to join this room if they're interested in. But I don't want too many people because I want everyone to feel like they have the opportunity to ask their questions and share their voice. So I am going to limit it. I think more than 20 people might be just a bit too crazy. All right, and then we're going to save this, and then we also have some reporting information as well. So we'll be able to see when the peak was for participants. We can keep an eye on that. So now we will check this page out, the room out on the website. So I don't have to go to the website application and go to the website. I can just click on this smart button right here. And I want to publish this, of course. So at the top, I'm going to publish this room, and of course I need to say that my microphone and camera can be used. And as soon as I have allowed that, I will be able to join this Jitsi room because Odoo is integrated with Jitsi, and this is great, especially for virtual events, which is happening right now during the pandemic. And if people just aren't able to physically be present, it's just so easy for people to be able to meet here and discuss about the designated topic. So I will just have to add my name and then I can join the meeting directly here from the website, just like that. So it's super easy. And if you want to edit this room, we can just simply click on edit in the back end, and then we can modify the information we have here, which is really simple. All right, but now we're going to go back to our event. And I'm going to modify some things from this page as well. So first of all, I'm going to go to the communication tab, and I do want to send an email after my attendees have registered. So let's select mail. I want to choose my template. So I said after they registered. So let's do the registration confirmation. That's my template. And I want this to be immediately after each registration. And I'm also going to send them an SMS, and I'm going to use my SMS template reminder for that. And I want that sent 1 day before the event. So you're going to notice that we have different intervals, units, and triggers. So I could send them even another email after that to say thank you for attending, that I will send 2 days after the event. So you do have some options for when those things will be sent related to this event. All right, then we're going to jump over to the questions tab, where I've already added some questions. So I have what takeaways do you expect from this event, and have you attended this event before? And these will be asked during the registration process. All right, and I have selected ask only once per order. So even if you're registering multiple attendees, these questions will only be asked once. However, if you don't have those checked, it will be asked at the time that you add the information for each individual attendee. All right, and then we do have some options for those questions. So we can either choose a text input or selection input. So you'll see I have one that is a text input and another that's a selection, where I've added my answers. All right, and then over here, I will be able to actually have my answer breakdown as well, which is pretty cool. All right, so we are going to save that. We always want to be sure we save our changes. And now we also want to make sure that all attendees are turned into leads, and we're going to automate the process. Because remember, events can generate valuable leads, especially where the prospects are already interested in the brand or product. Okay, so we're going to go to configuration, lead generation, and I'm going to create a new one. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to have a rule name. So I'm going to call this Leads Design Fair. All right, and then I can decide if I should create a lead per attendee or per order. Per order will be useful, for example, if you have a lot of companies who are registering their employees in one order, and you would rather have the company as the lead than each individual employee. It could be useful in that case, but here I'm going to keep per attendee. And then I can decide when those leads will actually be created. So when the attendees are created, when they're confirmed, or when the attendees have actually attended the event, which is what I'm going to select because they'll have more knowledge about daring design, and they will have more interest. And then for the specific rule, I can assign it to a designated event, which is what I'll do here. If not, I can even select an event category or a company. So you can apply your rules to even multiple events if you would like to. It just depends on your needs. And I am going to add a filter. So I only want the attendees to be created into leads if they have an email that is set. So you have to click on email, is set. I see for all of my attendees, there are 29 records. All right, and then we have some lead default values. So we have our lead type, which can either be lead or opportunity here. We're going to have a sales team. So when the lead is generated, I want the sales team America to take care of that because this is an American event. I can even have a default salesperson if I would like all of the leads generated from this event to go to a specific person. However, I'm not going to do that. But I would like some tags to be applied to those leads as well, which will just help me quickly search for them later on. And then we're going to save. So it's super easy to set up that lead generation rule, and it's pretty straightforward. So the event is all set and ready to be advertised, and for that, social media is Daring Design's main online tool, along with emails and offline channels as well. But thanks to online channels, they save time, reach a broader audience, and track all registrations. And with the automated lead creation process, which we just set, not one single prospect will get lost. So let's jump back to Odoo. And this time we're going to go to the social marketing application. And here, of course, we have a dashboard overview of all of our streams. So I have Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter set up. But what I'm going to do is actually create a campaign. So I'm going to click on campaigns and I'm going to click on the create button to create a new one. And I'm going to call this Interior Design Fair 2021, of course. I will be the responsible, and I'm going to add some tags as well, events. And if you need to create a tag on the fly, it's super easy. You just have to start typing and then you can click on create. Okay, so let's add that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And here I'll be able to manage all of the social media, emails, SMS push notifications, of course, all of the social posts. And creating a campaign is a really great idea because it just allows for easier management of all the communication content that is going to be created. And it will also gather the KPIs as well, which is super useful. So before I actually create a post, what I'm going to do is copy the URL of the events page. So I'm going to do that from the website because, of course, I want to add that to the calls to action in order for people to actually register for the event. So I can go to website, go to the events page and get the URL that way. Or I can go to my event and click on go to website. And then boom, I'm on the page. I'm going to copy the URL. You will also be able to share this page directly from here as well. So I have all of my social media. I can send it also on WhatsApp, Pinterest, or by email. But since I have copied the link, we're going to do that from the social marketing application. Now, you didn't see me copy the link because I'm in full screen here, but I did, and we'll see that in a second. All right, so let's jump back to our campaign, and this time I'm going to click on Send Social Post. This is going to be for Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So rather than going to each of those individual websites, I can just create one post here on Odoo, and it will be posted on all three, which is very nice. All right, so here I have my link, and then on the right, I'm gonna have a preview of what the post will look like on each of those platforms. And I'm actually gonna save this. I'm not gonna post it now because, of course, I'm gonna add more content than just the link. I'm going to give a bit of context to people who are registering. But what we're gonna do is actually open this link and see what it will look like when people click on it. All right, so I'm gonna open that in a new tab, close the page we're on. Boom, just like that, we go to the event page. Pretty simple. Since I'm already logged in on this web page, we'll see that I'm logged in into my portal. However, people will see the same page whether or not they're logged into the portal. So let's see what the process is like when they're ready to register. So they come to the event page, they say, okay, this is super cool, Daring Designs, putting on their event of the year. I'm definitely gonna register. So first of all, let's choose the standard ticket because we get access to catering, yum yum. So we're gonna click on register here. We're going to add our name. Whoop. And the email. We're gonna add a phone number, which is optional. And of course I have my questions, which I added to the event configuration, knowledge about the new trends. And then we're going to continue. All right, so since this is a ticket that is kind of expensive, actually a ticket which people have to pay for, we're going to process this as if we were purchasing a product. So we're going to confirm our address. We're going to pay with Stripe. Whoops, let's put a valid date maybe. And then we're going to pay now. All right, our payment is going to be processed in this case with Stripe. However, you have a lot of payment acquirers with Odoo as well, such as Ingenico, PayPal, Authorize.net. And then here I'm redirected to my order confirmation, which I can keep. And then I will, of course, also have a registration email and order confirmation as well. And let's go back to our events. So that is the process if we are registering for a paid ticket, but let's go ahead and register for one of the free tickets as well. I'm going to select one, click on register. Oops. Phone number and continue. All right, so here we're redirected to a different page because we don't actually have to purchase this. So we don't go through the cart. We're just redirected here to the registration confirmation where we have the information that we added, the date of the event, and I can also add this to my Outlook calendar or my Google calendar directly from here, which is great, and I will definitely do because this is an event that should not be missed. All right, so now that we've done that, let's jump back to the events page. And now we're gonna see that we have 5 expected attendees and 1 confirmed. So we can go ahead and check that out, manage our attendees. Okay, so we even see the type of ticket that they have registered for. So we have our standard ticket, and then we also have the free ticket as well. And then we can go ahead and say if someone is confirmed. So I'm going to confirm the registration here, and if they've actually attended as well. So let's go ahead and confirm the attendance for these 2 guys. All right, now, as we know, we created that lead generation rule, and it will create a lead when people have actually attended the event. So we should have 2 new leads for those 2 people. So if I go back to my event, boom, just like that, I have a smart button. So I can access those leads directly here from the event page. I can click on my leads. All right, I have Amy, Caroline, and Jackson. All right, I have the attendance. I even see the answers to those questions in the internal notes, which is really cool. The sales team is correctly applied. The tags have been correctly applied. All right, and I can even convert this to an opportunity directly from here. So I can click on convert to opportunity, create the opportunity, just like that, create a quotation. I can start the whole flow. So it's super easy. But of course, I can also find these leads as well from the CRM application. And what I'm going to do is actually to search for the lead. So let's be sure we're looking at our leads with the tag. So let's say tags contains design fair. All right, and then we'll have Jackson here because Amy Caroline has already been turned to an opportunity, and right here I'm just looking at our leads. All right, and then I'll, of course, be able to go through the same flow to convert this into an opportunity as well. All right, so that is super cool and super simple, a great way to be sure that all of your attendees are turned into leads, if they should be, if they've attended the event. All right, so once the event is over, Daring Design uses Odoo's survey application and email marketing to ask attendees for their feedback so they can improve next year's edition. This feedback also helps them to better qualify their leads and allow their sales department to have a more precise strategy. So let's jump back to Odoo, and this time we're going to go to the surveys application, and I'm going to create a new survey. You'll never guess what I will title it. Interior Design Fair 2021, just like that. All right, and then we're going to go ahead, dive in, and ask some questions. So I'm going to click on Add a Question, and the first one will be, let's say, are you likely to participate in this event next year? And then I have multiple question types. So I have multiple line text box if you just want to let them share all of their thoughts and feelings. Okay, there's multiple choices, and you can also add a matrix. Here I'm just going to select multiple choice. And I will say likely, very likely. Not sure, and not likely. Okay, and I'm actually going to capitalize that. And then I can, of course, drag and drop the order of these if I would like to. And then I'm going to click on Save and New. And the next question will be, how likely are you to tell a friend about this event? All right, and then we're going to do the same. Okay, so very likely, likely, not sure, and not likely. All right, and then we're going to save and close. We only have 2 questions, but that's all right for now. And then once we save this, we can go ahead and click on Start Survey. And so we're going to start the survey and then we can share this. So I'm going to click on share. All right, and instead of sending the email from here, I'm actually going to copy the URL. So I want to make sure that I send the survey only to the attendees that actually attended the event. So I'm going to use the email marketing application for that. And that's why I'm just copying the URL now. All right, and then we're going to jump to our email marketing application. And I'm going to create a new one. All right, so our subject is going to be, we want your feedback. Interior Design Fair. Okay, and then I can even add a preview text if I would like to, which I won't here. And then for the recipients, I'm going to select leads and opportunities. And I'm actually going to add a lead or opportunity that has the tag that was added based on that lead generation rule. So remember that we only created those leads once the attendee's attendance was actually confirmed and a tag was added, as I just said. So we're going to go to tags and we'll say contains Design Fair 2021. All right, and we'll see that we only have those 2 records, which are Amy, Caroline, and Jackson. Okay, and then of course we can add a template, and then I'll go ahead and add the link here. All right, and then you'll be able to modify this however you would like. And then in the settings tab, I'm also going to select the mailing campaign as well, because again, I want to manage all of the communication in one place. I want to keep everything linked together. So we're going to go ahead and choose our campaign. Interior Design Fair 2021. I can select that here, and then of course I will be able to access this whenever I'm looking at that campaign and managing it from there as well. So every single online communication really can be easily found on each campaign, which is really great. All right, so we're going to save this, and then we'll be able to send as soon as we edit the body to what we want it to be like. So that is the whole flow. What is the configuration needed to complete this flow? Well, in addition to the apps that you saw during this flow, the ones that we worked with, you also want to make sure that you have either the invoicing or accounting app installed on your database in order to process the payments for those event registrations, and also SMS marketing to send SMSs, of course. And in social marketing, so let's jump back to social marketing very quickly. In order to add your social media accounts, you simply need to click on Add a Stream and follow the necessary steps. So it's pretty simple. And then we also activated some settings in the events application as well. So we went to Configuration, Settings, and I have several options activated, such as a schedule and tracks, community chat rooms, online exhibitors, tickets, questions, and online ticketings. So all of those I enabled here in the settings. So there are quite a few things. All right, and that gave us all of the options that we saw here, communications questions, our rooms, tracks. All right, so it's super easy to manage once you have all of those activated.